Alright, what is up, guys? I'm sure many of you have been waiting for this because it's been a minute since my last one, but I wanted to give it a little while, play a couple more games to test it out because I'll get all these new changes. And this is going to be my updated, like 4 times now, fighter guide. Because we did get a ton of changes for gear, like an absolute ton. We have new stats, we have vigor, we have dexterity, a lot of new things. Some things that work, some things that don't. This is not good. Get that out of here. I tried that. That was cooking. I had to get out of the kitchen with that one though. But anyways, got a lot of new things about the build that's changed so far. Changed fighter builds, and this is gonna be kind of like a fighter guide, and then I'm gonna talk about the game. And now I'll probably split into another video. That's free content. But yeah. So this will probably just be a fighter guide. In terms of skills and perk choices, most of this hasn't changed. The one thing that has is dual wields proccing with a shield for some reason. I'm 100% sure it's a bug. However, if you load in and look in the bottom, if you don't see the icon, unequip your shield and then re-equip it, and it will start working. So I'm 100% positive this is a bug. However, while it is a bug, it's worth using. You know, if they're gonna fucking leave it in the game, might as well. Okay, but anyways, so these are still the same perk choices. Nothing's really changed here. Basically the same shit. I'm moving this because this is where it's supposed to be. So nothing's really new there. The main place we have new stuff is gear. We have vigor rings. We have gear with vigor-based stats. We have dexterity. We have dexterity, and then strength, agility as normal. We also have certain new pendants that have like stuff like base max health as rolls. All right. Anyways, into the gear. Weapons, still the same. Falchion and shield, round shield, heater shield. Up to you. Pick whichever one you want. No, I don't really have a preference here, but Falchion's your best weapon. Shield, like I said, heater around's fine. Crossbow, still your offhand. Nothing really new there. However, where we get into the nitty gritty, the things that are new. I haven't tried enough yet. I haven't really tried much strength stacking or anything. However, now we have a new stat that determines how much HP we have called Vigor. If you don't have a lot of Vigor, then you don't have a lot of HP. That's just how it is. I mean, you could arguably get Strength and Vigor and have a lot, but it's not super easy to stack 2 stats, especially early wipe, because you just don't find that much gear. You see, I have a decent amount of extra stats, but not a whole lot. We now have there's pretty much a item for everything. Cloaks for every stats, gear for every stat, jewelry for every stat. And so as you see, I am going Vigor because I do believe Vigor is the best stat on a fighter, followed by Strength, and then I believe into Agility. You could arguably go Vigor into Agility. I haven't tested that yet, and just kind of chill on the Strength. It's whatever, not really that big a deal. Perfectly fine if you want to do that. I will test it out myself. Like I said, just haven't got around to it yet. But for now, this is pretty much the build I've been going. Instead of Chappelle, I like Houndskull a lot because Houndskull has really good base stats, or because it has a vigor as a base stat, really good armor, headshot damage reduction. It's basically just like the new and improved Armet, and the Armet was like the poor man's Houndskull for a long time. So yeah, Houndskull is really, really good again. Recommend using it. There is a movement speed penalty and minus magic res on it. However, it is very, very tanky. And like I said, it does have vigor as a base roll. So unless you get like an Armet or a Chappelle that has vigor rolled like this one does, I would recommend using Houndskull. As for jewelry and the other stuff, gloves, I think reinforced gloves are your best now. These are basically like riveted gloves from last patch, except they have a tiny bit more armor, and instead of strength, you have vigor rolled. Then jewelry, you can go anything, any good jewelry you have, vigor, strength, agility, all those are fine. I think the max health necklace is actually pretty damn good. You could arguably, I mean, it's definitely arguable that you'd rather take one of these, like like Vig or Strength or something, because it also gives max health while also giving other benefits like extra damage or whatever it may be. But early on in the wipe, or pre getting really good gear, you kind of just wear whatever's good. I think these max health necklaces are pretty damn solid. Then Dark Plate, still your best chest piece. Nothing new there. Same old, same old. Low move speed penalty, good magic res, good armor. Pretty self-explanatory. Heavy leather legs. Heavy leather legs now have vigor instead of strength as their stat. These are really, really good. I recommend using them. However, if they're only at blue and you get like really good plate legs, you could put plate legs on because it would give you more armor and more PDR as long as they roll vigor. That is my recommendation. And if your boots have a lot of different choices. Adventurer boots, rugged boots, heavy boots, these are all very good. These all have good base stats. Heavy boots have strength, rugged boots have vigor, and adventure boots have dexterity. I'm only wearing these because they're very good like stat rolls. I mean, ideally these are probably better, or even these are probably better. like for a base, rugged, or heavy boots. However, these give me a ton of movement speed, and that's why I'm wearing them. Also, the armor rating is pretty similar all throughout. You see like 14 here, 17 here, 19 here. So pretty close together. Then for the cloak, once again, cloak's kind of just like, cloak and jewelry is kind of just stat sticks. You wear whatever the best thing you have available to you at the time is. And so yeah, that's pretty much it for the build. Now I'll talk about, all right, throw this in here. Now I will talk about, like, you know, fighters' place in the meta, that type of thing. So, just to start off with, not to get too much into class balance or anything, this patch, we have seen some unfortunate changes that some, myself, and many others would argue were unnecessary. And if you haven't played much, then you probably haven't realized it. However, Wizard has their invisibility back. What I mean by that is, I mean they have their true invisibility. They don't flicker anymore. They don't strobe light around the dungeon. They go invis, and you can't see where they're going for a while. Well, which means Wizard is an issue again, because it's hard to track Wizards, so it's harder to kill them. Then, they buffed Magic Missile back. So now Wizard has the really OP shotgun back if you get close range to them. So if you try to cover the distance on them, they can Magic Missile you and nuke you very, very fast. And then, not done yet, not even at the last point, Fire Mastery. It has been fixed. Fire Mastery now affects Second Wind. So that reduces, you know, Fighter's effectiveness even more. So, you know, that sucks. And then, on to the last thing, Wizard has a new spell. It's called Explosion. If you've watched Konosuba, you know that's not a good thing. What they do is it is a hit scan ability, so it's basically impossible to miss because it's hit scan. I know these bad Wizard players out here can't hit any abilities, but it's a hit scan ability that sticks to a target. Can't block it, by the way, like a zap. Can't block it. Sticks to a target, and after 3 seconds, it explodes. And it has higher base damage than Fireball, not counting the splash. It has 30 base damage. So basically, when a wizard is geared, they're going to stick this to you, and you're going to explode, and there is nothing you can do about it. And that's just how it's going to work. So, because of all these things, Fighter is in a really weird spot. Wizard's really, really strong. And anytime Wizard is really, really strong, Fighter is not really, really strong, because Wizard is a direct counter to Fighter. And, I know all these players are going to be like, wah, wah, like you one-shot me with a crossbow, wah, shut up, you're stupid. Anyways, Wizards can build Vigor very, very easily because they have all these new pieces of gear they can wear, because there's like knowledge rings and stuff now, and all of that they didn't have before. Base knowledge gear that's really easy to build, Vigor gear that's really easy to build, like this stuff that doesn't have movement speed penalties or very low movement speed penalties. They can build all this stuff pretty much for free and just build a ton of HP while also doing a ton of damage. It's not that hard. If a wizard has 110 HP, fighters aren't one-tapping you with a crossbow, even with a headshot. Even doing good damage. Unless that fighter's got 50 strength with weapon damage, they're not one-tapping you with a crossbow. That hasn't happened for a long time unless you are in default gear, naked basically, and their fighter's geared. Just doesn't happen anymore. But anyways, this is going to be a much shorter video than normal. I kind of just want to update you guys on like my thoughts and stuff about fighter and like, you know, some gear changes I'm going. I think it definitely could change. I think there are arguments for other builds you could go for. For example, I think strength agility with flat max HP rolls is very, very good. I think that is a harder build to get online. However, I do want to try a bunch of different things. I think any combination of strength, vigor, and agility will work. I don't think dexterity is that good. Dexterity is like, it's very meh. It's like an action speed stat, and that's not a stat you're going to prio over move speed, HP, or damage. So, you know, honestly, I mean, like, this is just like my general guide. I feel free to go out and test your own stuff, see what you enjoy. I recommend it. Fighter, while it might not be great balance-wise in terms of how much build variety you have and stat choices, it's way more what's it called? It's way more fun, you could say. Just don't run into a wizard. But anyways, I will have like a much longer video on meta changes and discussion and that type of thing, class tier list, yada yada, all that stuff coming probably tomorrow. I mean, hell, I'll probably upload these together. I'm recording this today. I'll probably record it tomorrow. I'm recording this one now, and I'll probably record the other video tomorrow. But anyways, as always, thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch y'all later. Peace.